Hello, Taurus. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Taurus, this is going to be your February 2024 reading. Star. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see what that means. That came out of my mouth, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Discern the messages, flip the roles as it applies. You guys are here, you know the drill. So we're going to leave it at that. Quick thank you to all the new subscribers, likes, shares, comments, and of course the returning faces as well. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Personal reads are open and available in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. I'm going to get that calendar up there soon. In the meantime, the email is available to reach out for personal reads. So, Taurus, let's jump into your February energy. You know, for a change, and we'll see what the cards show, I don't feel like things are as heavy. I was getting some downloads for you guys yesterday. I wanted to sit down and get this done yesterday, and I didn't get the chance to. But this is like a very transformational time for you. Like, you've got the ability right now, Taurus, to take things to the next level or stay where you are. And, you know, I've watched you guys in your previous reads go back and forth with this energy of, you know, getting on the bandwagon and figuring things out and feeling good about it to falling back into some toxic energy, essentially. So let's see what comes up in February for you guys. But I don't know. We'll go from there. And then, you know, the word star slipped out of my mouth. So this could be healing. This could be wish fulfillment. This could be your hopes, your wishes, your aspirations, or inspirations, aspirations, whatever. Coming through to this month in February. There's emphasis around the second week. Caution, Taurus, caution, direction. And you know, though, that's very indicative to what I just said, that you get to pick the direction that you're going, right? You get to decide, you know, are you going to up level your energy and move through a transitional phase here, or are you going to stay where you've been? So it's like your decision-making processes right now on what you're doing, where you're going, and how you're moving are going to be very influential for the next year to 2 years, Spirit is saying. So you're going to really want to pay attention to how things have like connected. And it's kind of like connecting the dots from the past, Taurus, that excuse me, goodness, the tracks that you have made, the path that you have paved to date. Spirit is saying who has been along that ride with you. And I feel like there could be some reminiscing back to where it's almost like two people, maybe even three, veered off. Like, how do I explain this? Oh boy, this is some interesting energy, Taurus. You could have felt like at some point you really had somebody by your side. And then it's like, or Spirit's giving me two lines here. This was you really putting in the work. Then it kind of got, either someone has separated from you at some point. Spirit's, again, putting great emphasis on the last 2 years. And then it kind of was like walking singularly through something. And then moving into the now, it's kind of like taking wider, how do I put it, wider steps that you may feel like your end goal, what you're working towards, what you're trying to accomplish, seems to take more out of you than it did in the past. And again, doing it in a singular energy. So, for some of you, there's something tied to, Spirit is saying empty chairs. To me, you think about empty chairs, you could look at like the Day of the Dead. When we do, what's the word I'm looking for here? I can't think of the name of it. My brain went blank. Where you leave the empty space for those that have passed over at the table, right? Your empty chairs. I feel like, too, we talk about that singular energy, that whether it was family, relationships, whatever, there's a very lonesome energy that comes in with this. That's like, I'm the only one here at the table anymore. I'm the only one. There's nobody left, or something to that effect. So this could be energetically, This could be in the physical realm, right? This could be just watching people cycle out of your life over a period of time. And it's circling back around to what it is that you have learned through these exchanges, these opening and closings of cycles. For some of you, with those that are passed over, there's, I'm going to call it a warning that comes in. Think about, whoever you're thinking about that's passed on, think about the advice or the direction that they'd given you prior to their passing, that they were like, oh, this is, if you don't do this, this is going to be a thing, or these are the possible potentials of X, Y, and Z based upon where you're heading, or something to that effect, okay? And it's going to be different for all of you, so this may not resonate with everybody. But it's going back to that. And I also feel, Taurus, with this, that's the fine line that you have towed for a very long time is, and I just seen 555 on the clock. Whether it's to go or to stay, whether it's good decisions, bad decisions, there's always like a middle ground that it's kind of like you toe the line on both sides of it. You know what you want, you know what you desire. But then to stay the course, to continue on in that direction always seems to be the challenge. You guys, again, pick up the pace and then it slows back down again. And I kind of get that same with this footprints. The footprints, I'm going to say to you, I don't know if you have Scorpio placements, but that video for February, that specific card came out, and it was a major awareness in that video. And I would say to you, if you have those placements or you're dealing with a Scorpio, check that video out, most definitely. Taurus, you're being pulled into the light, Spirit is saying, and they're trying to help you navigate into a more positive, you could call it vibration, but it's like a mystical energy. It is magical. There are a lot of unknowns, and we know with Pluto and Aquarius, the unknowns are the inevitable for the next 20 years. We're not meant to know everything anymore. We're meant to put faith and belief, trust into something outside of ourselves or the people around us in our 3D experience. It's allowing faith to guide you and lead the way. So, even if you're feeling alone at this time, or feeling like the path is extremely difficult, or you've had difficult decisions that you're either going to make, but Spirit, or that you have made it, but Spirit said if you're going, you have to make these in the future. You need to trust and have faith that no matter how difficult the road might seem to be in a specific period of time, it's only for now. It's only like working through the challenges. I'm going to write something down while I'm thinking about it. It's only for now. It won't last. But it's kind of like getting through the toughest part of it so that you can move on and move forward into this transformation that's trying to occur for you. Okay? All right, Taurus, let's continue on here. For some of you too, Spirit's directing me to the fact that there's like a hole in the heart space. So whether it was a loss that you sustained, whether this, again, physical or a separation or whatever it is, like it left a lasting impression. And I'm going to say to you that whomever you're dealing with or whoever you did deal with, the same remains for them in some way. There was a massive lasting impression of some connection here. And it could be in more than one way for you. So maybe this was a parent, maybe this was a child, maybe this was a lover, maybe this was a spouse, who knows. But it feels tied very much to the home space, Taurus, in some way. And so whatever it is for you, know that that same impression was put upon another person as well, okay? So let's see what else comes out for you guys in February. Spirit, vows and sisterhood, Taurus, there you are. There you are. It makes me think of, you think about the vows. That's a commitment to whether it's the self or other things around you. But it takes me back to Jelly Roll, and I can't remember if it's Creature or Same Asshole. I can't remember which song it was. Where he says, I've let myself down again. I think it was Creature. I'm not sure. But that's kind of what this feels like to me, is like you're counting on other people for something here. And when you do, they're going to, you know, they won't always disappoint, but there's always an expectation tied to it. Now, either that's your expectation or a promise that they've made. But there's a letdown in that. But the vow is to be for you, Taurus. It's a vow and commitment that you're making or need to make to yourself. And, you know, there's a polar bear on that card, and he's like standing up on his hind legs, like reaching out to, these cards, like guidance, wishing on a star, putting that energy out there. But it feels to me like he's in some kind of pain or desperation or calling. I wish I would have shown that to you guys. Let me pull this up here. See if I can find it quickly. Here it is. It's a 15, which is that toxic energy, the devil card, right? Ursa Major, it's constellation. But you look at that. He's calling out for something. Behind that energy, we have sacrifice. And I'm kind of hearing, too, from Spirit that it's like almost this desperation of God seeing me through. And maybe this is where you've been, Taurus. I kind of get the feeling that this is where you've been. Something here is testing you. Something here is making you see something differently. You know, interesting enough. How did that just happen? These cards were all just in the upright, and now they're upside down. Whatever it is, and I've talked, this card of Aquarius, Awe and Ecstasy, come out in the reverse, and then you've got Scorpius, Retribution. That too came out in Scorpio's read. You know, they are your exact opposite in the zodiac wheel. So there you go. Check out your North and South Node placements too, as far as that goes. I think the things that you once found to be thrilling and exciting, they're no more. And it's like I keep hearing consequences with that vows. That there are things that are closing out, Taurus. For some of you, this could be karmic related. Others of you, this is a release. Others of you, this is dealing with anger and pain, that hole in the heart space that you need to heal and work on. You know, if you think about it, people will say, when this person left, they took a piece of my heart with them, right? Whether it was a divorce, a personal loss, maybe a job, a friendship, whatever. That's kind of how this feels to me, is part of that went with whatever it was, whomever it was. Now it's a rebuild for you, Taurus, to heal that space, to understand that space, to be in acceptance of that space, but also clearing out the toxicity of a situation, whether it was on your end, their end, or mix of both, which is probably both. It takes two, right? To heal this energy. It's a very interesting sense that comes through. Again, the things that once were so powerful to you or gave you a thrill or excitement, it could be wearing down the physical body as well, Spirit is giving me. So let's see. Let's dive in a little further here and see what's happening. And 8, there's that karmic cycle as well. And we're going to see a lot of that play out this year. Taurus, I just want to say to you, be so very careful with the people that you are letting into your personal world. I've said this repetitively lately for some horrid reason, that not everybody has your best interest at heart. Like, and I hate to go, are they a good person, a bad person? Because we all have good in us. It's just a matter of not whether we're going to work for that purpose, or that's where we want to be. Because as we know, there's good and bad in everything, right? And I will also say to you, be careful when you're talking about those people. It's like, I'm trying to find the best way to put this, because this isn't going to resonate for everybody. We call it shady business dealings. So you place that where it fits. But don't put yourself out there to become, like, don't put a target on your back, would be the best way to say that, okay? Be careful. Be very careful. I feel like you're slow moving, and I think sometimes you think that you're kind of camouflaged into the background of situations just because you don't really engage overall, but yet at the same time, there are people who are paying attention to that. So, Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups, I do feel like this transformation, this change for the better is causing a lot of confusion, and you're hardcore in your reading here, Taurus. There's a King of Pentacles. I said about Scorpio, the King of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles. You're working, there's the freaking King of Wands. We can't ever get away from the King of Wands. You got 3 kings here, Taurus. And the one thing, you know, as much as the Seven of Cups is the emotions, it's an emotional confusion, I also see it as a mental confusion. How do I move past these things that I've learned? Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio here. Again, heavy on the Scorpio and Taurus energy. Working towards a common goal within yourself. You've got all 3 kings minus that King of Swords, which is analytical. He's decisive. And back here we have that direction. I said you're kind of caught in between the 2 paths of, do I go this way? Do I go that way? But always teetering. I feel like, Taurus, you're leaning more into the good of things that are going to happen for you. You have to step into that power. And for some of you, this even could be a confidence issue, because to see you sitting in that light and not, how do I put it? If you're lacking the emotional confidence because of the emotional confusion of the Seven of Cups, it's hard to get a clear mental picture of where it is that you're heading. It's the heart and the head need to get on the same page. Okay? Be careful of the masculine energies. Again, there's that Page of Wands with the moon. Page of Wands is probably one of my least favorite cards in the deck. I prefer him less over the Ten of Swords. Right? That says something. But I feel like somebody's coming in with opportunities, or they present themselves as opportunities. This could be dealings with three masculines, and Taurus, you yourself could be one of them in your masculine energy at this time. But I will say that I feel like the King of Wands here is the one that is requiring you to put in work to something that may not be beneficial to you, because they see some kind of balancing happening for you. You're going to get past this emotional confusion. It's this energy is very, the spirit is saying rigid in one way. So let's see what's coming up in the present energy. The there's that King of Swords. There he is. There we go. I don't like him with the Four of Cups though, because I said about that 3, right? You had the 3 kings, and now we've got that 4th one, and that's the thing. What makes sense to you? Because there is another way that's being presented to you that is requiring you to take a look at it. The King of Swords can be very much the Queen of Swords, you know, cutting, decisive, cunning as well. It's a matter of truth. It's seeing the truth of the matters for what they are. And when you're in a space where you have to make decisions, Taurus, seeing the truth sometimes can be a very difficult thing. It's a determination of energy that changes the direction of your life. That all comes down to one single moment and or decision that you have to make. I don't think you want to look at that decision. I think it's like you're trying to utilize every other ingredient but the practical, the logical in this. It's like there would be one clear way to resolve a situation in the month of February, but you don't want to see that one because it's not the one that you want to pick. And this could be, you know, back here behind this footprints is this card of power. Funny, and I said this is like a mystical energy. Excuse me, confirmation there. Behind that is mystical. And you can see that card there. There it is. And illumination is the truth coming to play. But this could be a power and control dynamic for you, Taurus, that says, but I want to do it this way. I can do it this way. I think this is you getting out of the head and saying, I don't want to think about it. Like you're trying to block it, but it's still there. And that's what I mean by trying to get out of your head, is like, I don't want to have to address this in this specific way, because it's going to make me feel like I'm letting down what I know I can do. Just because you choose a different path, Taurus, it doesn't mean that it may be the most uncomfortable transition for you that you've had in a while, but it's going to be one that leads to success. It's going to be for your higher good. It's going to take you out of this toxic energy, whatever it is that you're dealing with. And P.S., there you are again on the bottom. All right, future energy spirit for Taurus. Future energy for Taurus. You've really got to invest in seeing something here. Two of Pentacles in the reverse, the Six of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. I said there's three kings there, right? You could be dealing with three people, and I go back to that. This is something very heavily related to your tangible world, your security, your stability. This is, whether this is a way that you have known life to be in the past or what it is you're trying to implement in the future. The Two of Pentacles in the reverse is not, again, not a favorite of mine. I'm seeing that as I'm picking a direction, but yet I still don't know that that's the direction. But I feel like you lean into these three people, whatever this three situations. And I'm going to say this to you, that these three could be separate energies as well, okay? You could also have three options. And there they are again. Again, that's what you're looking at. You're not seeing this gift of doing it on your own. This Six of Pentacles is, to me, you're going to give more than you're going to get back if you don't do this for yourself. I know that the Six of Pentacles is supposed to be give and take, but you see this. That card is very clear. He's balancing out those, he's giving to those, and maybe in this case, the less fortunate, right? But what is he getting in return? Is it reciprocity? And I don't believe here that it is. This is one way of doing something related to the finances, the tangible world, which is you, Taurus. Security, stability, our grassroots, where we plant ourselves, our home, our legacy, everything. There's something here that says someone here is taking. And again, going back, Spirit's redirected me back to this caution, as well as that hole in the heart space, what was taken. Whether it was the past or moving forward, but I also feel like this situation, whatever it is for you, is meant to move you on to something that is much more stable and grounded for yourself, like the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters, right? Taurus, you could be really dealing with a Scorpio, but again, it's you needing to see something from a clearer space. Like they need to have a massively clear mind, and as soon as you transform your way of thinking, you're going to see that other option as reasonable. It's not going to be, look, the need to walk away from something that is not giving back to you. There's something here. Again, if you have tried something, to me, it's like you're trying to figure out how to make things work, right? A horrible example, but we're going to go with it. You're baking a cake. You need to substitute an ingredient because you don't have that fourth thing. So you're going to use everything else. You're going to mix three different things, like making heavy cream, right? Maybe you need heavy cream for a recipe. So you're making butter and milk and you're swishing things up and you're trying to make your own, but for whatever reason in this particular situation, this particular recipe, that doesn't work. You're going to have to go inconveniently to the store and get what you need to bake your cake or whatever you're doing. But you don't want to go. So it's like, no, I'm going to try this. So it's like you're causing yourself more work than necessary by missing that fourth thing. Just going and getting what it is that you truly need that's going to get it done without giving you headaches and confusion, trying to figure things out all the time. Okay? So let's see. Wheel of Fortune. What is this? Wheel of Fortune. The Five of Swords. There's that, mental energy and the Star. The Nine of Wands. Spirit is saying there's only so many ways that you, only so many ways that you can do something. And they've given you the options. But it's like there's that little voice inside of your head that says, well, go this way. Do it that way. And it's like the wheel is there to put you back on top. Pluto with Aquarius, we know is going to last for a long time. It's going to go until, I think, what, September-ish, and then September to November, it's going to switch back over to Capricorn, if I'm remembering correctly. In November, it's going to go straight back into Aquarius, and it's going to stay there. This, to me, tells me that you're going to be faced with some new challenges, Taurus, based for the sake of your soul independence from situations. Like, truly leaving behind these things that have hung you up for so long and put you out to dry. That you can step into this on your own. It's like leaving behind codependencies, leaving behind the things that continue to pull you back into its grips, whatever that is for you. And again, it's going to be up to you to make that decision. Chariot, fast forward, movement, victory, success, the Moon. To me, it's like taking the easy way out. The Moon with the Seven of Cups. If you didn't have confusion, there's some more, and there's things that are being hidden from you. There are things that the mind does not want to see, and there's that fight between the light and the dark energy. You see it between the two wolves there. And you being submersed in the midst of it all. And here's the thing, the light is being shown on you to make these decisions to move you forward and propel you forward. I feel like you just want to run. Like you want to run, you want to go, you want to let down the burdens, you just want to like get out. Get out, go, get away from it, and just run to the easiest task at hand. And I'm not going to say to you that taking the easy way is not nice, right? Like as humans, we just want to do it. Let's do it and get it over with and move on to the next thing. Work smarter, not harder, Taurus. And I feel like when it comes to the practicality of your life, you tend to do it that way. But then there comes that point of almost laziness, and I'm not calling you guys lazy, so don't take it the wrong way, that goes, I'm just going to take today and not do anything at all about whatever this is. I don't want to see it today. I don't want to deal with it today. Practically, you work harder, not smarter, but when it comes to the mind, it's like the mind gets in the way. Or you don't want to have to think about it. You don't want to have to address it. You don't want to have to be the one to make that decision. And for some of you, I said, put your faith in something besides yourself, too, to guide you. But I also feel like there's like a mix-up in that energy that says, like, if you're looking for signs, Taurus, are they the right signs? Are they the intuitive signs? Or is that the mind, the devilish mind speaking to you? Are you getting that angelic guidance? And I feel like there's a need to discern between the two. Is it the mind, the human mind, the ego that speaks, or is it the intuitive messages that are coming through that says, go this way? Because I feel like sometimes there's a misconstruing of those two for you throughout the month of February, where it's like, they're specifically pointing out Fridays. Like, I could do this weekend, or I could do that. And it's even the things I think that once brought you excitement, they're coming up short. And that's what's kind of pushing you. So it's like, I don't know, we'll say if you like to go out and party, right? If that's been your thing. Y'all had like maybe this certain group of people or something, and everybody just, it all worked. It flowed. You had a good time. There was like an emotional high from that. But now all of a sudden, like maybe, old Johnny left, and, Sarah doesn't show up anymore, or whatever it is. So when you go into this dynamic, the energy is very different. You're not getting from it what you used to get. There's a reason. Spirit is trying to move you forward. And with that Chariot, Cancerian energy, you've got Cancer, Pisces here with the Moon and the Chariot. King of Swords, the Knight of Swords. said, the High Priestess. Are you listening to the logical mind? Are you listening to clear guidance? There's a need here, Taurus, to really tap in. Here we go. Knight of Swords, King of Swords. That is the earthly air element of the thoughts, right? The decisions. In between that is the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the High Priestess. This is massive intuitive downloads. This is you knowing. And then there's the Eight of Swords, getting caught up again in that human mind. That whether it creates doubt or fears or illusions, and there's that Four of Cups yet again. There's severe, it's going to be different for all of you. But to see that other option that awaits you on the other side of whatever this is, the universe is handing it to you and saying, here is the other way. There is another way. You have to be willing to go that way. You have to make that decision. Nobody else can make it for you. And for some of you, Spirit is saying too, you could be feeling at this point like you're being pressurized to make a decision that you don't want to have to make. Some of it with this King of Swords, it could be legalities, and it's like you feel like if there comes the Five of Pentacles again with the Four of Cups, Eight of Cups. It's almost like cutting your losses, Taurus, whatever this is for you. And I'm also hearing that for some of you in particular situations, you can just be hearing the word no. Like things are being shut down. You may feel like that slows you down. There's something very heavy about this, but the thing with the Five of Pentacles is that key is right there to unlock that door, right? The flip to this is there's that hand, that extension of God or whomever you want to believe in that says, here's another way. Eight of Cups. Leaving all of that burns behind her to move on to the Sun. She's split in the middle of those two directions. You see that, right? Granted, she's walking towards the Sun, and in Taurus, I feel like you are, and behind that's the Ten of Cups. It's emotional fulfillment. It is true happiness. And I kind of get the feeling, a little bit of like Libra's reading, that it's like you just can't see how this other thing, this other option is going to make you happy again. Because it's not your terms. It's live life on life's terms, not live life on Taurus's terms. There's a reason. 32, 32, 5, 5. Taurus, there's big changes coming in. And I really want to tell you that when you make this decision, you make this directional choice, that changes your life for the better. Like good things come on the other side of this, but you have to be willing to go there. And I was looking at the Scorpio card of retribution. I said, that's the 8. That's the karmic cycle, right? Judgment. You could be seeing somebody, Taurus, that is stepping up, stepping into this Queen of Pentacles energy. Yeah, how do I want to put this? This karmic situation could be tied to this. You see that a direction has been made. You could be making that direction yourself. You need to make a direction yourself. But it's releasing something here in regards to that hole in the heart space is karmically being released one way or another. It also talks about your actions. I don't have any fire cards here on the table, but they're talking about action. The decisions and the action, it's like, what did you do? What did you not think about when you took action upon something that's led to this moment as well? Did you act impulsively on a whim and didn't think things through prior? And even with whomever these other people are that are coming in and around you, for some of you, it could be higher guidance. It doesn't have to be people in the physical world, but it's like, it ties back to that space of emptiness within the heart. And I see this for you guys over and over and over and over again. The Six of Pentacles, Spirit. The Eight of Swords. Three of Pentacles. We end on the Three of Pentacles twice. 2 decks of cards. We end on the Three of Pentacles. And behind that, the World card. There is a cycle. It's almost like you have to give up something here, Taurus. Whatever that is. It could be maybe a house, maybe you have to move, right? That Chariot is forward movement. It's movement, period. There's something about the communication too that comes in with this Knight of Swords and the King of Swords, that tells you these are the things that are going to happen. They have to happen this way. You could be dealing again with more than one person involved in a particular situation, Taurus. There's another way to work around what it is. And I'm not saying that you find another way to manipulate an energy to make it work out to your benefit. It's trusting that the universe is guiding you to let go of something here so that you can have something better. It is creating space on your plate for something that is going to turn in your favor in the long run when you get out of this confusion. They're not giving me super specific details like I sometimes get. But what that tells me, Taurus, is that for all of you, you're all dealing with something very specific in nature to you. And there's like a blanket energy of this that comes up and says you're all dealing with the same thing one way or another on your own terms, but it's sitting so close to the heart space that only you know the decisions that you have to make and who and what is involved and what has brought you to this point. Now you have to be the one to pick your direction. I feel like maybe in the past too, Taurus, you've had people around you that really pushed you to go a certain direction. I won't say that it wasn't for your best interest. I think some of them were very close centered again to the heart space, that empty chair, right? Could have been a family of 4, so there could have been a divorce or a separation. But they pushed you. They were like the support that you needed to help push you forward. That support is still there energetically, and you know that, but it may not be in the physical world anymore. And that's where this decision is coming in that says, like I said earlier, like this morning, of you know what you need to do, because if not, you know these things are going to happen. Some of these things may have happened that had negative consequences, the retribution, not so much the anger, but the consequence of everything that's come through. It's the karma that plays out. Those 3 energies are very heavy, and I'm going to say, Taurus, write them letters. I don't know why I want to tell you that. Write them letters. Find a way to communicate with those things, if not for them, not for them, but for yourself. But you don't have to actually make contact or whatever, but there's something around this that it needs to release this lack of direction. Like there's something about it. And for some of you, this could have put you in a forward direction as well. Protect. Taurus, I feel like, again, dealing with whatever's coming in, especially that King of Wands, you may need to protect your energy, because not everybody else has your best interest at heart. They're going to celebrate at your expense. So be mindful of that energy, and you need to protect your energy for yourself. The need to surrender here, right? And as I told you, it's like giving it up to God, the universe, whatever, that says, this other way. Just, okay, if this is the way you want me to go, I'm going to go this way. Because there's something in that Spirit wants you to learn. Believe. Taurus, believe in the mystical. Believe in the miracles. Believe that no matter what, if you desire a certain way of life, you have to allow it to happen by, look at this, changing your mind to have that fresh start and opportunity. You got it. Like, you can do it. There's no stopping you once you come to this resolution. But pay attention. Is it your intuition, or is it the human mind and ego? That's the thing here. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was helpful to you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Information for readings is down in the description box below the About section of the page. Thank you all for taking time out of your day to listen to me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.